Hi, I'm TheMangaBrah, and a battle between two ideologies takes place in this chapter between a rule-bent control freak and a clown. I have to say, all of the recent fights so far have felt awesome, but what has made them even more awesome is that each fight is actually about something. It's not just about who is the strongest, or believe in yourselves, or in the tired trope that I hate so much, that being the power of friendship. The fight with Finn and Rain versus Delizaster was about brotherly love, learning to rely on each other's sibling, and learning not to see your sibling as a dependent. The fight with Lance and Dot versus Epidem was about how contradictory ways humans get in focus. Some people need to completely devoid themselves of emotion, while others need to completely embrace it, or it depends on the situation for each person. And now, the fight with Order and Famine is about the balance between order and freedom. And what's kind of funny about this too is that when you look at their names, Order sounds a lot like, well, order, and famine can be defined as a lacking of food or shortage, or in this case, a shortage of order. And in this chapter, we get to see that ideology of order and that ideology of freedom clash. It starts out very simple with Famine wanting Order's glasses, but Order refuses because of course he needs them to see. Famine decides that he'll just take them, because in his view, if he wants something, he has the right to take it. Might is right in Famine's book. But then after seeing Order's weird backward three eyes, he decides that, you know what, I'll just put that off for a moment, let me just kill you first, then I'll take him. And that's when Famine then shackles both himself and Order to a clown face, which doesn't seem to work so well for Order. They then discuss their ideologies, which of course Famine acting like Phoenix from Demolition Man, and Order acting like a reasonable person, saying, hey, you know, you have the freedom to do what you want, but there's going to always be consequences to those actions. The chapter then ends with Famine unshackling himself to avoid Order's attack, breaking the very rule that he put in place in order to get his glasses. And this actually exposes, in my view, the problem when freedom is taken too far. Because due to the fact that freedom is about unshackling yourself from order, freedom itself can be used to justify breaking the rules that were made for the pursuit of freedom. So in this case, Famine had himself and Order shackled so that way they can battle out might is right for the ownership of Order's glasses. However, when it started to not look so good in Famine's favor, he then broke that rule that he set out in the pursuit of freedom, but he didn't do so for Order. So basically, we're seeing the contradictory or loophole that freedom has when it's taken too far, but that's not to say that we haven't seen when order is taken too far, and we've actually seen numerous examples in this series. We've seen parents just treating their children poorly because they don't have a magical mark or they can't use magic, and in the case of the children that, or the people that don't have the magical mark, you know, you can kill them on sight. That's when order is taken too far. So when order is taken too far, it becomes oppressive, especially towards those that are the most vulnerable. And in the case with freedom, when freedom is taken too far, it as well becomes oppressive, especially for those that are the most vulnerable, because if there's no rules, if nothing matters, well, justice doesn't exist. Might is right takes over, and might is right usually means the strongest, well not usually, it means the strongest takes whatever they want and the weakest just have to accept it. So, when taken too far, both of them are pretty bad. Anyway guys, that's the chapter, and what do you guys think? Do you think this chapter, as well as the other chapters so far, have been bringing out some interesting ideas like me? Or do you think that, no, these are just some fights? Or do you have a different opinion? I'd like to know. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys next time. Alright. Bye.